Do you want to know how to help your child deal with disappointment? Well, I'm Nicolene Peck, and I'm a parenting expert, and today we're going to talk about just that. Some children are more sensitive than others. Some of them have a harder time when things don't go their way. And so it is important that we remember we can prepare our children ahead of time to deal with disappointment so that they don't create a habit where they feel like the world is ending or life is no good just because one thing didn't go their way or they didn't get something that they really wanted. There is a vital skill for teaching children to deal with disappointment, and it's one of the 4 basic skills of self-government. I'm known all over the world for helping parents learn how to teach their children and themselves self-government so that they can have a truly united family. They can feel connected, they can solve their problems, and have a spirit of calmness and love in their homes. And that is possible if you learn some key skills. So I teach 5 parenting skills, and we talk about the environment, how to set up the home environment so that the parent has to handle all of those things. But there are 4 basic skills that the children must know. In fact, the parents need to know those 4 basic skills too, but the children knowing these 4 basic skills will take care of 99% of their behavioral problems, including handling disappointment. So these 4 basic skills are following instructions, accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. And all of these 4 skills actually can be applied to handling disappointment. How? Let's think when our children get disappointed. Maybe they're in the middle of playtime and you say, "Hey, son, I need you to take out the trash." That's disappointing, isn't it? Because maybe they wanted to do something else. They wanted to play their game, have their fun. They didn't want to have to go do a chore. But what if they know all 5 steps to following instructions? Then they can look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay or ask to disagree appropriately, do the task immediately, and then check back. In fact, that disagree appropriately one becomes pretty important, especially if they want to talk to you about it. But if they already know the skill and you've pre-taught them before you give the instruction, "Hey, I'm going to give you an instruction. Do you remember how to follow an instruction?" And they say, "Oh yeah, I know." Then you give them the instruction and they automatically know in their mind, "Oh, yep, the 5 steps are these," because we've already worked on it before. They will be successful and they won't have to feel disappointed. They'll just be calm. In fact, it's important you talk to your children ahead of time about what happens when they choose to feel disappointed, because it is a choice. Now, of course, we do feel bad when some things happen that we don't like, but do we have to cater to it? That's the main thing. So you may acknowledge, "I know you don't want to take the garbage out right now, but this is the instruction I'm giving you, and you need to do all 5 steps. So help point them in that forward direction. So what are some of the other things that happen that make a child, or anyone else for that matter, possibly choose to become disappointed? Well, what about a no answer or somebody giving criticism to you? Accepting a no answer and criticism is a 4-step process that is truly liberating for a child, or any person for that matter. When you learn how to accept a no answer, then you can be calm and happy no matter what. You can drop the subject when things don't go your way. In fact, this skill is probably going to be the most vital skill for your child, although all 4 are required to fully handle any situation where disappointment might occur. When a person chooses to accept no answers, they look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay or ask to disagree appropriately, and then they drop the subject. That means they don't think about it anymore. They don't allow it to take over their lives. So if someone tells you something that's not kind, or maybe a piece of criticism that you weren't expecting, whether positive or negative, you can choose to accept that criticism with that same 4-step process. So what about consequences? Those can sometimes be disappointing. Some people don't really enjoy knowing when they did something wrong, but they do need to be taught. In fact, our role as parents demands that we teach our children when they've done something wrong and what they should have done better so that they can improve for next time. This means that they need to learn cause and effect by also earning a consequence as part of that correction. Now, I can't go into accepting consequences and doing proper corrections in this particular video, or it's probably going to take too long, but just know that that skill is also vital at helping a person be calm, happy, feeling peaceful no matter what happens. But I do want to spend a minute with disagreeing appropriately. So when a person chooses to disagree appropriately, this skill helps them get their way in a calm and productive manner. So when something doesn't go your way and you complain or whine, that is disagreeing, but it's not disagreeing appropriately. The steps to disagreeing appropriately are to look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say that you understand the other person's point of view, share your point of view, listen to what they have to say, and then say okay and drop the subject. If a person can do all of these steps to disagreeing appropriately, and the person listening to them also understands the steps and how to handle that situation in a productive way, then the child feels understood and heard even if they don't get their way, although it should work sometimes. I do have rules on how to teach disagreeing appropriately, what parents need to keep in mind to make sure it's the most effective, that children don't use it in manipulative ways, but they keep using it in a way that will be productive for them. So make sure to go to teachingselfgovernment.com to find more information about teaching your children self-government. The Teaching Self-Government Parenting course, as well as some of the other resources there on the teachingselfgovernment.com website, will actually give you information that you need to teach these 4 basic skills, plus the other teaching styles, the meetings, and how to be calm to your children. Speaking of calmness, there is nothing more valuable than understanding what it really means to be calm if you are going to handle disappointment. You need to know, what does calmness look like for me, and what does it not look like? And what is my plan for how to be calm when someone else isn't, or when something has been disappointing? And how do I help that person become calm and maintain my calmness at the same time? If you want your children to be calm, then you need to be calm too. You've got to teach that lesson, and you've got to set the example. If you need help with your calmness, I have a special gift for you. If you go to the description below this video, just go right now, there is a link there that goes to the Calm Parenting Toolkit. The Calm Parenting Toolkit is completely free for people that click that link. So go to the Calm Parenting Toolkit, get the free mini course, and start learning about self-government, about some of these skills, and much, much more. You and your children can both handle disappointment better if you learn to master yourselves and to master your calmness. That's probably the hardest thing that any of us ever learn how to do, but young children can do it. I hear stories about successful young children, even toddlers, mastering their calmness all the time. So if you want to help your children learn to master themselves and handle disappointment, teach them the skills and the principles of self-government. And one of those key principles is calmness is the true power, not aggression, not whining and complaining. And if they learn to master that, they will create valuable, functional, loving relationships that they'll be grateful for the rest of their lives, and will bring them security in the years to come. Go ahead and click that Calm Parenting Toolkit now. Get it, get started, and if you want to, give me a thumbs up if this was helpful. And don't forget to subscribe either, because I come up with new videos every single day. I don't want you to miss the ones that are going to be helpful to you. So subscribe now and get what you need going forward with your self-government and your happy family.